Hey, hey. It's a bit later than I planned, but still, it comes from my heart, and I believe I have a wonderful message for you today. I also drew a card for this audio, and as you might know, or maybe you don't, and I'm telling you now, so you can use tarot cards in a wonderful way. You can use it to see where you are at this very moment and to recalibrate how you feel. Tarot cards do not tell you the future. There's a word for this. I forgot the word. I wanted to say fortune telling. Well, they're not fortune tellers. They are tellers about how you are feeling at this moment. So when you use tarot cards and you get a card and you're like, oh my God, I really do not like this card, it's a reflection of what you're feeling at this very moment. So you can use it to recalibrate yourself. So let me first read this card to you. So I pulled this especially for this session, like what is the message for everyone reading, listening to this? And this is it. Two of Earth. Change. Allowing a transformation. That's the essence of the card. Attunement of forces. Flowing along with life. Non-attachment. Easily letting go. Renouncing the need to complicate. Inner message. Once you're in harmony with yourself, life's constant changes are experienced as perfection in action. Then what is old naturally gives way to the new, and without unnecessary struggle. Worries about your material security diminish as well. If you don't willfully interfere, the acceptance of changes become effortless and thrilling. Outward manifestation. Every change, every passing, every turnaround in life potentially strengthens your self-confidence. Both success and failure are great teachers. Today you are receiving the red carpet treatment, and tomorrow someone else will. Not to identify too strongly with either experience is genuine wisdom. This is earned by remaining alert, consciously vigilant, and once you see through the game, you are free of it. Okay, well, I don't really agree with the last part of it because we make the game. I like the overall gist of this card. So what I wanted to read to you is from Linda Maddendahl's 10,000 Whispers, Guide to Conscious Creation. And you might wonder, why is she not reading from her own book? And that is because I don't feel ready to do that yet. If you want to read it, you can. You can buy it on Kindle and on Amazon. The link is in the description. And here goes for this part that I wanted to read to you. It is called True Confessions. While we're at it, Linda says in her book, I drew another erroneous conclusion in Winning Streak that begs clarification. This fact has been mentioned many times already in this book, but here it is again. We cannot be impacted by another's energy unless we allow it to occur. In Winning Streak, I told the story of Tammy, a participant in one of our workshops, who became the guinea pig for an experiment in energy impact. As a group, we purposely created a negative state of mind in a conference room, while Tammy, not consciously knowing what was going on, patiently waited in the hall. When she entered the room, she immediately felt uneasy. Within a minute or so, while continuing with the process, she burst into tears and later said she felt as though she'd been hit in the solar plexus. We're back to asking what really happened. Was Tammy the victim of our group negativity, as we concluded, or was she a victim of her own? The exterior events surely seem to point to our villainy, but when held to the light of universal structure, our conclusion falls apart. First of all, telepathy is always at play between people, even if they don't realize it. It's how we stay in contact with each other's reality, how we know what's going on in each other's space continuum. Secondly, every event in which we participate is after the fact. We try it on for size, so to speak, in framework 2 before it enters our reality as a finished product. A sidestep here for the ones who haven't heard me speak about framework 1 or framework 2 before. So these are concepts from Seth, who was an entity, or is an entity channeled by a woman who was called Jane Roberts. She's not in the flesh anymore. And Seth speaks about framework 2 as all that is, as the spacious present, everything that exists at this very moment, which is everything, because all is now. And every new thought you have is instantly created in framework 2. And framework 1 is physical reality. So what you're experiencing now, the fact that you're listening to my audio has already been made in framework 2. And now that you are listening to it at this very moment is framework 1 in physical reality. But it was already decided by you and me in framework 2 that you were going to listen to it and that I was going to make it in. All that stuff. So let's continue. So Tammy knew what was happening in the conference room long before she physically entered it. She gathered data, she decided what she wanted to accomplish based on her beliefs, and she chose the probability that matched her desire. We, as the audience, did the same, and together we created proof of vulnerability to outside forces. Are we so fragile that we can be destroyed by a witch doctor's curse or a medical doctor's statement that our disease is terminal? Are we so frail that we can fall under the spell of cults or other people's thoughts? The only question of validity is, who creates whose reality, and on what is its construction based? So she ends with an open-ended question, which isn't open-ended when you understand what this is really about. So in essence, nobody can create in your reality unless you believe they can. So you are the operant power. You are the person who is in charge of what happens. So when you're afraid that someone else can influence you or take something away from you, then you better brace yourself because they can. But when you know that you are the one and only power in your bubble of reality, because we all have our own personal bubbles, then you're home free. So in the same with tarot cards, they can predict your future or they can't predict anything. They can just tell you, okay, where are you at this very moment? It's the same with horoscopes, it's the same with astrologers, it's the same with fortune tellers, it's the same with witches, whatever. So everyone that sees something that might be right just sees a probability that you are heading towards. But there are multiple probabilities at this very moment. So nothing is ever carved in stone. I want to leave you with a link. Well, I'm going to leave it in the description. But I posted a blog. I posted an article on my blog today about prioritizing. And it's a good idea to look at it if you are still not sure how it is and what it is that you're exactly creating. Because the thing is, we need to be, as conscious creators, super focused on what we are doing daily. Like once you get on this path, it's like Yeah, there's no returning. Maybe you get off the path for a little while because you're just so tired of taking responsibility for everything. But then you come back because you know that there's no other way that you want to live your life. And there's no one that can make it amazing but you. And for that, it's really important to know, okay, who are you and what is really important to you, and who and what is the most important in your life. Anywho, so the link is in the description. Read it, and I will see you very soon in here. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Ciao, ciao. I wish you a beautiful day, and I see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.